Hey everyone, it's Katie from Katie's Scrappy Studio, and I have a mini album to share with you, and I decided to call it the Epic Mini Album because it took me so long to do. It was an enormous task, but I enjoyed every single second of it. I loved it. This was for a swap on scrapbook.com. This is for my pal Victoria, and Martika is hosting this swap, and what we had to do was do a spring mini album along with a matching altered cigar box, which I will do another video on because this video I'm sure will take a little while. But this is my mini album, and I started it actually before the swap even opened. I didn't know that there was going to be a swap. I just started working on a mini album, and I just happened to be using the Ciao paper from DCWV, and that was great for spring. It's got lots of flowery elements to it, so I actually used paper bags, but the way that I bound this was very unconventional. I used hair tie closure because this thing is, as you can see, super chunky, and I put some D-rings on the side. And oh my gosh, so let's just go ahead and get started. Hopefully I've got this reflection in the mirror here on what I can see, so hopefully I'll be able to point to things correctly and not move this to where you can see it. I use the Tim Holtz. They're like they're sticker letters and elements and whatnot, and I just kind of scratched these up with a needle and put them on a Tim Holtz journaling ticket. And then here, I don't know where this little frame came from, but I just put Seasons on there as the title for the album, New Seasons. And this is a flower right here that was from Prima, and it was all pink, and then I used a paintbrush with Glimmer Mist to color it, and this is a Recollections butterfly. And then I just got pearl strands here, and I've used lots of lace. Almost all of this lace on the sides here came from Ms. Garden Grove, or Ms. Garden Grove 1, and I'll put a link to her blog store. She had beautiful laces and beautiful trims, and this charm right here actually came from her store. This charm I made, pretty elaborate, and this charm says faith, and this is just a really cool antique little spoon that I had in my stash, and I wanted to use it, so I put it in here. And just lots of little trinkets and things and stuff to play around with, and baubles and whatnot. And this is a button that I tried embossing and it didn't work, so then I started scraping it off with sandpaper. And it came up with this design, so I thought that was pretty cool. And this first D-ring is attached through the actual binding, but this other D-ring is actually just glued on, so it moves around. It's attached pretty well with using score tape and hot glue. So I've got just lots of ribbon, and I don't think I have any fiber. Yeah, I got a little bit of fiber, but mostly ribbon and trim. And then this is an acrylic butterfly spray from Ms. Garden Grove 1, and these two clocks and this thing here is from the same sticker pack that this came from. And because it dealt with time, I have all the months that involve spring: March, April, May, and June. So we have all of those have spring in those months. So let's just go ahead and get started. And Victoria, when you open this, it seems really hard when you open this one, but don't worry about it. Especially, it's not going to come off, I promise. So this is how it opens, actually. And right here I have a pocket. It just says Memories, and it opens up with Velcro. And there's this pretty bird, this glittery that was on the paper, the Ciao paper. And these are journaling and photo mats. And each one has a blank side, and the other side has a side with hand-drawn lines. And I use this Fiskars stamp set, Oriental stamp set, to do all kinds of really pretty real pretty journaling spaces and spots and stuff. And some other paper that I used is from the Not Making Memories, My Mind's Eye Lost and Found collection. And here is what would normally be the front of these paper bags. Basically, I just use the paper bags as paper. I didn't use them for their binding technique or anything. I just glued them back to back. But this is some grunge board that I embossed with the Swiss dots called a bug folder. This is some lace trim that I have in my store. And I put a scripture verse on here that I think relates to spring. It says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, a new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here." 2 Corinthians 5:17. And so I thought that was a really nice opening for this, New Beginning or New Seasons album. And right here is the first page that I did. And I used lots of little baby roses from Prima on this page here. And it's just a simple photo mat. Nothing fancy. And here I used one of the cutouts from the Ciao paper line. And I used it to make like a pocket kind of. And I made all these little journaling tags. This one, not a lot of room for journaling on the front. It's just got kind of a partial part of a butterfly. The other side has lines for journaling. And I made each one a different shape. This one has lines for journaling, and this one's also decorative. And this one you can journal on, and then better journaling spots right there. So we've got 3 tags in there. So these 2 pages aren't where the real estate is. That's coming up. And here we go. Talk about real estate. And I'm going to set this down because it's going to get hard to deal with. This right here is a custom envelope that I made, and I'll be doing a video tutorial on that. And it opens up with a Velcro, and it's just a simple photo mat. I didn't want to make it too bulky, so there's just one in there. And this is a Tim Holtz ornate plate, and I used these tiny type letters, and I had to cut them. They were a little bit too wide, the mats on them, and then I used pop dots to put them on there. And this is actually a 2-way pocket, and this one opens up. I've got this vine type of ribbon trim, and I can't remember where I got that. It was a long time ago. And this opens up, I think it's this way. This has been sitting in the heat, so. Oh wait, no, it's just the side. I'm thinking of another tag that I have in here. And then there's, journaling right there. Got 2 birds, and then beautiful, I think this is from a Prima, I believe, Prima set of stamps that I purchased at a store in Montana when I went on my scrapbook retreat. In Victoria, when you put these in here, you might have to fuss with it a little bit, kind of finagle it, and pull one out while you push the other one in. There we go. So just to keep that, just a little hint. And here I've got the same trim up here, and I've got this Tim Holtz trinket pin that actually says, what does it say? Snippets. And then just the music paper to match the other tag. And I've got 3 little Tim Holtz keys. And this is the tag that opens up. And right here, this is actually just paper bag paper. And I got a little pretty flower stamp right here. A little shadow stamping. And another Prima stamp, and then just lines I drew. And then the back side is just a photo mat. And there we go. And this page is really fun. I can't remember where I got this idea. I got it from someone else, and it was a really awesome mini album. But she had a little door, and I decided to make one. So this just has good times. It's another cutout from the paper stack, and this little button is supposed to be the door handle, and then you just open it up, and you've got a place for a picture here and a place for a picture there. And I had a lot of fun with this little spray up here and bundle. I love doing flower not bundles or bunches, flower clusters and things like that. I had a lot of fun with the feathers and the flowers. I love, love, love making flower clusters and sprays. And I just went, I did go into a lot of detail because I had a lot of time to work on this because I started it a lot earlier, and I decided, I think I had 3 or 4 pages or 2 spreads done when the swap started. And so this is one of the first pages. This is the second spread that I did when I first started making the album. And this, the bird is part of the paper, and I just cut out the top part of him so that I can make a pocket for this is a little bit of a charm thingy on here for a photo mat. Open up inside for journaling, and then on the back it's just another photo mat, and you can put a picture here if you wanted to. And this is a Prima flower that I colored with glimmer mist, and then I alcohol inked the center to make it black. And this is the Cynthia Luhu bling mesh from Carla's 001 Etsy store. And over here is a simple photo mat, and there is a smudge here, and I'm trying to think of a way to kind of cover that up gracefully. But anyway, this right here looks kind of like made it out of burlap, but I actually have this really large and wide roll of lace, and it's very thin, not very quality lace from Hobby Lobby, and it came in a roll like you get with tulle. And I used tattered florals dye to cut out all the shapes, and then I just kind of colored them with distress inks, and then used dazzling diamonds. And then I made my own little flower center here with a flat back pearl, and then a tiny pearl strand here. And there's a trinket pin, and the trinket pin says keepsake, and this says thoughts. It's just a button, or not a button, but a little hanging charm. Can't remember what they're called. But I put the trinket pin, or I put this one there that says thoughts, because this is where you put journaling. And this is a stamp that says, within your heart, keep one still secret place where dreams may go. And I think this one opens up, or does it not? No, it doesn't open up. Yeah, then there's just the back side for journaling. And that just tucks right back in there. And over here, I had a lot of fun here. And this butterfly, oh gosh, who did this? Roxy or Cynthia Luhu? Somebody did this butterfly made out of pearl trim, and it was really simple to do, but it was such a creative idea. I had to employ it, so I used that here along with some I Am Rose's leaves, and there's little rhinestones on this vine trim here, and then there's some trim in the middle, trim behind it. This paper right here actually continues out. I just use, it has 2 sheets in each pack, so I just kind of used it so it looks like it continues to hold the photo mat. Oops. And I like this paper especially because it has like glittered sides to it, or glittered borders. But I don't know if I put this in the wrong way or what. I haven't messed around with the album really. I just made it. And here is another page that was inspired by Roxy Carlevin, Roseanne, or Roxy. She made these little scrolls, and I made mine very, very vintage. And I put 3 of them on here. And this is one of Tim Holtz's first stamps. It says, "The journey awakens the soul." And this is just a policy envelope that I made. And it opens up, and it pops out. You can place your photo here, and got some trim. Put a picture on the back as well. And to get this out, you open it, or we'll hollow this out. Place for journaling, and this is part of a stamp. The whole thing doesn't show, but it says, "Not all who wander are lost," and I really, really like that quote. And then back here, we have lots of places for photos and journaling. So they just flip back and forth. Thought it was cool to do them opposite ways. Little extra flair there. And this just ties back like, regular policy envelope. to make a policy envelope, you can actually do it without having a policy envelope to trace or whatever. You can actually make it. Just do a YouTube search for policy envelope tutorial, and you'll figure out and you'll find how to do it. It's really easy. And the last spread. This is the last page that these are the last 2 pages that I did. Lots of I Am Roses here. And this one has so much lace and trim. I just did not know where to stop. I love this. I love these Recollections butterflies. A pack of 4. I think I got at Michael's. And this is just a corner pocket here. There's lace that covers the back here. That's actually the same lace that I used to make that flower that looks kind of like burlap. But she can put a picture here if she likes, or she can just leave it because it's kind of decorative and it says happiness. But photo mat, photo mat, photo mat, and the back. Pretty much I basically just forgot to put a photo mat back there, but I think it's okay. So put that back in there. And right here we have another page that I can't remember who this idea came from, but they did a spray it's like a floral spray, but they did it on the page. They didn't do it separately and then glue it on like it came separately or anything. So I did the same. I did that same thing, and I got lots of pretty trims here from Ms. Garden Grove one, Annie. And this booklet, this is Happy, and that's another cutout from the paper stack. This one actually comes off in Velcro, and it's got a ton of space for journaling and pictures. I can't remember how many pages are in here. There's a lot, but I made this little booklet, and it's kind of bound with string that I dyed with distress ink, and so this just kind of pops right back onto there. And then the back, and I found this somewhere in my stash. It's an epoxy sticker that says made by hand for you. And when I did the binding, I put 2 layers of lace over. And here's the black lace and then the white lace layer. And then this is the back where the hair ties go, or where they're anchored. And they just go around the top, just like that. So, Victoria, I really hope you like your album. I know that everybody has said some really nice things about it, and I appreciate everyone's lovely comments about it on scrapbook.com. And I appreciate any views and any comments you guys like to leave. Go ahead and tell me what you think. So, I will be back with another video of the cigar box that matches this mini album. Bye, everyone.